thing, and so I have to challenge you to figure out what it is. And if it's something that you're passionate about and something that you really know that you're good at, you have to pursue it. That's the only way you are going to fulfill your greatness or fulfill your purpose or fulfill your call, is to hone in on those special gifts, sharpen your skills, practice your skills, and walk in your purpose and walk in your passion. And so I'm here today to tell you that you all are great. If you believe you're great, say I. That should have been a little bit louder. If you believe you're great, say I. That's what I'm talking about. And if nobody has ever told you that, if your teachers haven't told it to you, if your parents haven't told it to you, if your grandma hasn't, I'm telling you, you are great. You are amazing. You are wonderful, especially the ones who are smiling at me right now. Thank you for smiling. You are wonderful. You are great. So, Miss Smith, I don't know you. I've never seen you before. How do you have the authority to tell me that I'm great? How many of you have ever heard of the law of attraction? It means that you attract what you are, right? It means that whatever you are inside, that's the type of person or the type of company you're going to attract. So you being great attracted this great person like me to come and speak to you today. There are millions of public speakers in the world, but guess what? I'm here before you today. There were probably a few other girls who were supposed to be here today, but they're not here, but you are. So this moment is not a coincidence, it's quite providence. It's providence, it was destined. The universe put all of us here together on this particular day, at this particular time for a reason, okay? So probably very similar to a lot of you. So I'll give you a little bit of my background. As I mentioned, I was teaching before I won the World Championship of Public Speaking in August. I was a teacher. I taught 10th and 11th graders, that's high school where I'm from, and I taught them child development and human growth and development, so I was teaching. I told you I'm a mom. I have a 6-year-old son named Brian. And I wrote a book a couple of years ago. I have a couple more coming up. And writing and blogging and speaking, that's what I've always loved to do. When my life transformed in August, that's when I started traveling the world. I just came back from Saudi Arabia last week. That's where I just was. And as Miss Nikki mentioned, I've been to 8 countries in the past couple of months. I've seen a lot of people, I've met a lot of people. So it's not just work that I do in Florida or Houston or America. I've done a lot all over the globe. And so I've seen a lot, I've learned a lot, and it's transformed me as a woman to be the world champion of public speaking. And I've been very successful. I went to college, I graduated in the top 4% of my class with my son with me on campus. And I have a lot of accolades, and I've done a lot of amazing things. I actually went to Ghana, West Africa for 2 weeks. I studied abroad over there. I did a couple of weeks in Denmark, just been all over the world. But when I was young, I did not have a father in my household. I knew who my father was, but he was not present in my household. And as young women, to have masculinity, we need that. We need some bass telling us that we're beautiful. Hey, baby, you're so beautiful. We need our dads to take us out on our first dates and to tell us about the opposite sex and to let us know what to expect from men and how to interact with men. I didn't have that. So because I didn't have that, I had a non-traditional upbringing. My mother was 17 when she had my sister. She was 19 when she had me. That means when my mother was 19, she had 2 children and no husband. It was very difficult for her. She had to work 2 and 3 jobs sometimes, so naturally, she wasn't very present in the household. So me and my sister had to raise ourselves. And when you don't have parents in the household pouring into you and speaking life into you and loving on you, that can play with your self-confidence. So I had low self-esteem for a long time. I didn't like myself. I didn't know myself. I didn't even think I was pretty when I was younger. I didn't think I was pretty. I didn't think I was smart or intelligent. I didn't know myself. Because all that starts at home. So when you have difficulties in the home, it plays with you as you grow up. And so I moved to Los Angeles, California in 2010. And when I moved to Los Angeles, California, that's when I found myself. That's when I realized that, wow, I'm a beautiful, amazing person. That's when I wrote my first book, when I was looking at the mountains in Santa Monica and I was sitting on the edge of the Pacific Ocean. That's when I found myself. And I wrote a book called Shine, Sister Shine, and I published it in 2012, and it's all about empowering women and empowering girls and helping us find who we are and walk in who we are and be able to live up to the standards that we set for ourselves. So greatness doesn't just happen. You have it, but it doesn't just happen. Success doesn't just happen. It's something that you have to work towards. So for anybody in here today who may be struggling with self-esteem, or struggling with self-love, or struggling with self-respect, it's a process. But you can start that process today by proclaiming that you are great, and you can start there. And you need that daily motivation and those daily reminders to continue to tell yourself over and over that you're great, you're great, you're great. Who knows who Iyanla Vanzant is? Iyanla Vanzant, she is like a transformational life coach. Iyanla Fixed My Life is her show. And so she has this activity. It's called 40 Days of I Am, and I've done it several times. So if you're struggling with self-esteem or self-respect or battling with who you are on the inside of you, I encourage you to do this activity. It's called the 40 Days of I Am. And what is it? Every single day for 40 days, you write I am statements. And I think I heard you guys doing some I am statements in one of your workshops. Yes? Yes? More positive affirmations? Yes? Yes? So and this is a commitment to yourself. If you can't commit to your own self for 40 days, you're not going to be able to commit to anybody else. If you can't make an investment in yourself, you can't make an investment in somebody else. So you have to first follow the commitments that you dedicate to yourself, and then everything else will manifest. Somebody sleep. STA break. STA break.